In this video we're going to talk about the highest frequency perception of the game and the importance of recognizing your overall perception in different areas of life so that you can replace it with the highest frequency neutral one. And a great way to show you what I mean here would be to ask you what you're thinking about when I say 666. What comes to mind? And it might be very natural for many to think of the devil and magic, and that God does not like magicians, that is the work of the devil, and that a real Christian should have trust in God to create for them what they want. But essentially we're just talking about 3 numbers right now. It's the number 6 3 times, and all it is a vibration. And the number 6 represents some things, and when it is 3 times in a row it represents something more, something different. But you see that right now we're talking about religion, and it is one amongst many religions. It is a tiny little speck of the totality of consciousness, so it really should have no significance. It really shouldn't matter. And if we now let that whole idea die down, you will let yourself be left with nothing. In the highest frequency and in the highest truthful sense of the game, there is nothing. The devil is a little speck of the totality. It is a part of Christianity. And to let such a beautiful vibration represent something so small is a low frequency that is taking away from you the highest frequency, the freedom, the neutrality. And the same thing goes with all illusions or bad ideas. Whatever you choose to give into will be at the cost of the potential of the highest frequency, the neutrality. An empty game field where you can truly be your infinite source self. You will see that all things essentially are very small little things amongst the totality of consciousness. And when you're able to see how there really is nothing, you will experience the true beauty of the game. Tremendous freedom. And to be able to experience that freedom above the mind, in pure neutrality, where you are fully and completely in your source energies, unaffected by low frequency ideas, then you have all the power. And to experience this fully and completely in all areas of life, this neutrality needs to be reinforced in all areas of life. You need to stay aware, recognize what it is that is going on. Where are you right now? What is your perception right now? And later in the day. And no matter what scenario you are experiencing, where are you really? What is your perception? So essentially we're talking about the experience you will have when you remove everything. When you hold everything with an open hand and you see it go. And what you will have is yourself in a playing field with endless opportunities. And the joy and the contentment and the happiness and the freedom that comes with it is infinite. It's going to take a lot of awareness and dedication to catch yourself, as you might have lower frequency perceptions often throughout your day, and rather replace it with a neutral, empty mind. And all you really need to ask yourself is, what is the truth? What would Source experience right now if it wasn't for any lower frequency perceptions? If you could remove all of that, what is then true? Can you experience that neutrality to the highest degree throughout your day? If you were to start taking the neutrality practice seriously, and it's a simple practice really, you need to start somewhere, and it would be to simply just choose to be neutral. Then before you know it, your neutrality will have been taken to the next level, and you will have really developed a good and better source self connection. And you will start having these visions of what the empty, neutral playing field looks like, and you will know what to do. You will naturally see that you might have experiences that aren't neutral, and it will be natural for you to replace them with neutrality. You would simply just want the truth. You would simply just want to be free, to not limit yourself and your experience with small, low-frequency ideas. And when you let go of those ideas, you're free to be yourself. And your experience will truly be infinite. And you will be free. So how do you practice being neutral? Well, how do you practice being very negative? You would sit down and see if you can find a lot of negative things to think about. Instead of doing that, you would sit down and practice being neutral. To not take sides, to not care, to not let yourself get manipulated or drawn into polarizing ideas. You would choose to be in the middle. And you would do it right now, and you would do it as often as you can. Remember that you want to be neutral. Then as the days go by, you remember it more and more, in all sorts of situations, and you will become better and better at being neutral. You will find your neutrality much easier. You will become very familiar with it. And neutrality really is your source self-connection. You would really connect. You would really increase. Your frequency would rise. And your guidance would be much better. But it really starts with recognizing that neutrality is the way. If you take a look around the world right now, you can see that the leftists and the right-wing people are really at war. And when you look closely at them, you see that they truly think that they need to take it much more left. The further left they go, the more they will win. And it is of course freedom everyone is looking for in the end of the day. Freedom and meaning. And when they don't succeed, they take it further left. Way, way, way further. As far as they can. And that becomes their base level, and then they go further. Do they seem very free to you? It becomes absolute craziness. Eventually. But in the middle, in neutrality, there is no craziness. The absolute opposite. There you have freedom and all the power. When the matrix and all the concepts of consciousness can't touch you. They can't hang on. It all just falls off right away. If you recognize the importance of neutrality, the power of neutrality, you will naturally be drawn towards practicing, and you will become very good at it. So if you have benefited from this video, kindly consider becoming a supporter. This is all possible thanks to the supporters. More abundance, health and prosperity to you. Thank you so much.